Hi everybody and welcome to the February talk for the Mudae Bot. In this one we're going to be doing a special edition as we're going to be talking about where I think the Mudae Bot game is headed after all the recent updates, and this is based on all the videos I did, all the updates that have been published, and my predictions for this year. Let's first start at the very beginning though. This is how the Mudae Bot grew the channel, and if you guys are subscribed, thank you so much for that, and make sure you guys continue to subscribe for future tutorials as I will be converting this back to a tutorial channel, albeit it's still with live VR chat, but more tutorials are coming very soon here, so make sure you guys subscribe for more tutorials on Mudae Bot, emulators, video games, all that cool stuff. And if you guys want gaming content still, head to the Edgy Gamer. Starting this Wednesday, we're going to be live there on the Edgy Gamer channel with Shadow the Hedgehog. So let's talk about the Mudae Bot today. Where do I think it's going? And to understand this, we have to take it back. We have to roll it back to when my channel started to grow. So back then, when I started the Mudae Bot coverage 2 years ago, we were not at nearly 833 subscribers as it is today. I think by that time we started, we were only at 200. All of a sudden, I made one change, and that was to try Mudae Bot tutorials. Now, I'm not new to making tutorials now, but back then, it was a whole different game. I did my first one that I started doing a tutorial, and good thing I did. 3 years later, it's at 57,048 views. But that's not what we're here for. What made the game the way it is? So I started covering this on September 18. And now, of course, the game was popping. So I started talking about the moderation commands, the Waifu arena. I'll talk about this in a moment. How to do this and that, and then we went into like live streams of how to play, how to make your server, how to do this and that, and then we started talking about the new stuff like the Kakera Tower, and me trying to do Kakera loots, live tutorials on how to set up your own Discord server for Mudae Bot, and how to play live, and all this cool stuff that we've been doing. And then I even went into moderation, like commands for the mods and admins. So it's been a long ride. For 2 years I covered this game, and I'm still covering this game today. Although it's been infrequent, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. So that's the history of the channel in terms of the Mudae Bot. But we have to still talk about what went right, what went wrong, and where I think it's going. So let me tell you guys about where I think it went right. It went right for a few reasons. Frequent updates, and let's talk about that. The frequent updates at the beginning, and that's a key word there, the beginning. I'll explain why in just a moment. So if we go here to infos on the main server for Mudae, a lot of the updates were frequent in 2020 than they are in 2021 and 2022. Because they updated like a lot, like 2 months, 1 month, 1 week, all that good stuff. And then all of a sudden, it started going down a bit. And it went down a lot. Now I wasn't covering it like as I cover it every update back then, since I was still new. But it started getting attention, if you will. But that's where it went right. The other thing that went right was the Kakera Tower, and that feature was cool. And speaking of features, it added cool features like the Kakera Tower, Kakera loots, and all that cool stuff. Now, here's the thing though. Here's where I think it went wrong. And it's going to start in April, not in March. This one was more of a publisher request, so they had to take off the Yostar Game Shanghai characters because of a dispute or a request. They had said request to take them off, and they did because it's part of the rule is of the moderation. Excuse me, monetization. Because there is a monetization feature in Mudae Bot called Premium, and I'm now going to talk about that one today more because the premium service is more for those who want to grow an actual server. I have a server and I'm going to link to that in the description of this video. But I think it went wrong in April. Okay, and here's why. So in April of 2021, Discord updated their stuff and they introduced a new feature called slash command. So basically, a slash command is basically a command like the dollar sign but with a slash. So instead of using dollar sign $MM, you're going to be using slash $MM. Okay, now you might be wondering, isn't it easier to use a dollar sign since the dollar sign has been the Mudae Bot go-to? And the answer is yes. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about these updates with Discord. Eventually, you're gonna need to follow the train or jump on the train because the way that I see it, it makes sense, but it didn't work initially. But I'm gonna tell you guys there's a brand new update that is released on January 31st that I'm gonna be referring to at the end, talking about that part. I'll get to that later. But here's the thing with the slash commands at the start. It did not work out, and I had a feeling it wasn't going to work out early because it's still a brand new feature back in April 2021. Obviously, they changed it this year, but it's still new feature, so we'll see how it goes. But back then, it was a no. And on April 22nd, 2021, they actually admit that it was not a good feature, at least for now. Okay, so that's what happened here. Slash commands didn't work as expected in terms of allowed Discord traffic for Mudae, and that's the first line right there. So that's where it went wrong, in my opinion. There. Second thing that went wrong, there was a long stretch of no updates. So after the Kakera Tower on September 18, 2021, there was really no new features other than new characters, soul keys, and search flags. But those are more quality of life updates rather than a new feature. If we're talking about new features, I'm looking for something like the Kakera Tower, which is a new feature for the Mudae Bot back then, or something like you can use your Kakera to buy a character. That would be a new feature. But other than that, there was no new features added to the Mudae Bot for a while. And still today, there's no new feature. The only thing that they added is the quality of life updates, which is the new search commands. I'll talk about those later. Um, Also where it went wrong, and I don't think I talked about it much other than the very first weeks of me covering this game, the Waifu Arena. I don't think they showed enough love to it, and here's why. All the updates are nice, don't get me wrong. No cap, the updates are cool. The new feature, the Kakera Tower, that's fine. That's awesome. The new search features, that's also awesome. The quality of life updates are cool. But where's the Waifu Arena? Okay, so if you guys do not know what that is, it's basically an arena where you can fight your characters and play like a Pokemon game. But they did not show enough love. Meaning, after the Kakera Tower, I have not seen any updates for the Waifu Arena since I started covering this game. So that's another thing they went wrong with. I think if they showed a little bit more love to the Waifu Arena, in particular the Waifu Arena feature, I think we could have seen a different game, like a more engagement. I love voting for my characters. I love that part because that's where the main part of the game is. But to fight it out in the arena and on a cooler fashion, that would have been made the game a little bit more engagement. There is still the Waifu Arena, but you still need to get the Mudae Bot and then the other stuff that you need to understand. But I do have a tutorial for you guys if you guys want to check that out. That will be in the description if you guys want that. Now, I think if they did that Waifu Arena more engagemently, I think we could have seen a cooler system for that. But other than that, I think that's where they went wrong. The first one is the slash commands. Number two is the long stretch of no updates other than no new features. And finally, number three is the Waifu Arena didn't get enough love. Okay? Now, let's talk about where I think the game is headed to. And let me talk about those slash commands one more time because I need to bring them up because of a brand new discussion that just came up on the thing here. On January 31st, they updated this and said right here. So Mudae is now able to use API v9, Discord API. That's a thing that you need to understand about this part. It's the new one with threads. That's a brand new feature in Discord. I'll talk about a Discord tutorial if you guys are interested on this channel in a few days. But here's where it gets interesting. It will also be easier to implement more slash commands and more options for them as well as buttons. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, back in April 2021, there was really nothing to use for the slash commands. And now, we might have something. Here's why they said so though. So, April 30th is a very key day. Because Discord is going to go with the slash commands. It will be normal after April 30th, and that will be a high priority for Discord. So, with that said, in the next few months, expect Discord and Mudae to go with each other in terms of the slash commands. So I'm optimistic with these slash commands again. Does that mean that I'm going to start putting it as a thing on my server? Not yet. Because they're so used to the $sign that it's hard to go to a new system. But I'll tell you guys on my Discord if I feel that it's time to start using slash commands. But at this time, not just yet. Let's wait until March. I would really wait until March. I'll do a new update video in March to see if I feel that it's ready for the feature. But as of right now, let's wait until March for slash commands. The second thing that I say that I think it's worth going is expect more quality of life updates. Quality of life updates refers to anything about how to make the game easier rather than new features. So the new one is the one where we added new Mudae pins and new search flags. So $, $MP displays the pin IDs and you don't have, and $O will display the user ID on which pins they don't have, and all that cool stuff. So that's actually a cool idea, the cool thing. They're adding more quality of life updates, and that's cool. That I don't have problems with that actually, because it's to make the game easier to play. Okay, so I'm good with that. Finally, it is possible that they're going to release a lot more characters, before they release more updates. And the reason why I say this is because recent updates have been including characters. So on December the 18th, 2021, they added 4,401 characters and including a dollar sign MM update. Okay, along with the new search flag. So 4,401 plus 1,534 Mudae pins. So to go with the characters. And before the 4,000 number, we actually had more. We had more characters updated here. See if we can find one here. Let's see here. They added more characters than updates, than features, that's for sure. But that's how it went for a while. Now, some key takeaways about today's little video here. Expect more quality of life updates, folks. I really think Mudae Bot, I have a good feeling about something, and this is why I'm gonna say this. I have a very good feeling they're about to release a new feature in 2022. Here's why. I have a few things I want to talk about. First off, quality of life updates are going to help out, especially if you have a brand new feature on the works. To make it easier to transition to the new system, I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot more quality of life updates first before they do a new update for a feature. Okay, that's my personal feeling and my personal opinion. Number 2, more characters before a new feature is released. Okay, here's where I'm going to go off a big tangent. And what I mean is, I think there's something else going on that I think is going to make it more sense. They have been releasing more characters than updates to the features. And I think there's a reason why. Based on what I feel, and this is just my personal, non-professional opinion here. Based on what I feel, they're adding more characters for a few reasons. Number 1, new games are being released. Number 2, I have a feeling there is going to be a new version of a Waifu Arena. Waifu Arena 2.0, let's just call it that. And then you can fight your characters. And then maybe some contests or some tournaments you can hold with your server. I have a feeling that's coming up. But I'm not putting my points on it 100% yet. But if they're adding more characters, I have a good feeling there's a new feature. And if this new feature is what I think it is, the Waifu Arena 2.0, I think it's going to make a splash. But again, I'm not going to put my points on it. I'm not putting any money on that, at least for now. No points. Third thing, the third key takeaway is the slash commands and their return. Because of what I said earlier, the April 30th. So be ready for a chance on my server to go slash commands friendly. That does not mean I'm not going to take away dollar sign. I'm going to keep dollar sign. But I think once we get to March, we're going to find a bigger picture about the slash commands in March rather than in April. We'll see where it goes from there though. I think March is going to be the key month for the Mudae Bot game as we move forward to this new slash command system. But what about threads? Because that's a new thing that they added for Discord. Well, I'm going to talk about threads and how they work later on in my tutorial for Discord as a whole. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. But as far as like my predictions, I really think more quality of life, more characters, and slash commands. Those are my biggest 3 takeaways. So make sure you guys subscribe for more, and we'll see you guys on our next Mudae Bot tutorial or Mudae Bot update or talk. Enjoy, y'all.